Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. Today I want to share with you the books and readers that we're going to be using for history. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I just want to share with you the books and readers that we're going to be using with our history programs. I still have some programs in here that we haven't been finished with. I am carrying those programs from the previous year, but I am adding some readers, read alouds, independent readers as well. They will go so well with our history, and at least that's what I have in mind. So I would just like to share with you guys what we're going to be reading with our history programs. In here I have a story of the world, which is what we are using currently. We are just at the beginning of this book. So you will see that I am going to give you guys an update very soon, and I am going to explain the reasons why we are still at the beginning of the book. As well, I am having in here learning American history through literature. We've been with this program for quite a while. It's taking us long because we're using readers and they are long chapter books. That is the reason why I feel like it's taking us so long, and because I am trying to not just go in a rush through what we are doing. I am going to give you an update, guys, on how exactly is that we're going to be continuing with this program just at the same time that we're using the story of the world. We have in here BJU Heritage Studies, which we haven't started yet already, and it's because I am still using this book with our history from a story of the world. So let me just explain to you guys the reasons why you're going to see a few books in here that we're going to be reading, and hopefully we're going to be able to go through all of them this year, and if not, we are going to just continue towards the next year. I am trying to focus on being intentional with what we are doing. I am trying to focus on just not going in a rush through the things. I noticed that lately, because I like to plan in detail, I am a little bit on the type A when it comes to planning. I feel like sometimes I tend to rush a little bit just because I want to be able to just check what we need to be doing. And while that is good because it keeps us accountable and it keeps us to just making sure that we are responsible with the things that we have to be doing, it's not good in the sense that you tend to feel like you are running behind or like you are rushing through things, and there's no learning happening when you rush so much through things. And even though while I am trying to play catching up with some of the subjects in here, history is one of them that I like to kind of like slow down a little bit, just as well as I like to do with language arts and when it comes to Bible. So here I have some of the readers. I explained to you guys previously as well that I have an overly 1 year overview page where I don't know if you guys remember, but I just add some sticky notes in certain spots on that yearly overview page, and it's because I want to go through these books in here for our history. There's other things that are happening in here in our homeschool, and you're going to see some changes, and I will explain that in the next video that you're going to be seeing after this one, because I will just give you guys an update and let you guys know how we're doing with the materials and the reasons why we are going the way that we are going with those materials. Okay, so the first reader that I have in here is Children of the Dust Bowl, and I show you guys this book because I was going to go through this program, Learning American History Through Literature. We are going to be using this book with that program, and the reason is that it's just suggested with one of the units. The problem is we haven't gone through that unit yet, but I have it in here, so that is the reason why you're seeing this book again. The next one is talking about the story of the Declaration of Independence. This was used, purchased, and is in here for us to be able to use it with our history program. And since both of them are talking about American history, it's just one is going with everything that is going around the world at that time, and that's why we are using Story of the World. And then we are using American literature, history, going through history through American literature. I always say that wrong. But anyways, that is the reason why we're doing both programs. That is more concentrated, obviously, on the history of the United States. As well, we have Heritage Studies, which is going to be just talking about the history of the United States. And I think this book is going to be very helpful for when we go through that program. As well, I have in here Carry On, Mr. Bowditch. Hopefully I am pronouncing that well. The next one that I have is The Eagle of the Ninth. I have in here the Hittite Warrior. I have in here Unbreakable, and this is a new book for me. We are going to be doing something separate that we're going to be using this book with, but I just have it in here and showing you guys because we're going to go through this book eventually. Here we have George Washington's World. This will go with our U.S. history, obviously. We have Extraordinary Animal Heroes. This is from Master Books. We have Legends of Faith, Early Church Fathers, and we have these for our U.S. history as well from Master Books and Church History. We have Bull Run, and this will go with our American history through literature. I always say that backwards, but you guys know which history I am talking about. So this book will be with that history, and this was a used purchase. I think I paid 50 cents or 25 cents. Next one is The Red Badge of Courage. We haven't started with this book yet. Red Badge of Courage is one that was suggested from our American history literature. We have Across 5 Aprils, again from that same book, suggested for that book is for one of our units. Call It Courage. Decay, All the Kind of Family, Poor Richard, World War II for Kids, a desk atlas, because we're going to be doing a little bit of geography as well in here, and that is something that I am trying to see how I am going to incorporate that. I think that with heritage studies it includes geography, but I am not sure since it's a new program for us when it comes to BJU. We've been using BJU previously for language arts for reading as well for English and writing, but it will be new for us when it comes to history. So let's see how that plays with us. But I have in here that I show you guys these passports and these just sticky flags. We have in here as well Guess That President, and this is a game that we're going to be playing for our US history, obviously. And how I am planning to use this is just once I go through the units for learning American history through literature, finally I said it correctly, is that I am going to be pulling these books as well. I am going to see if I can just try to match that with what we're doing with the story of the world to see if it works. If it doesn't, then I will try to see how I am going to incorporate that with our US history from the heritage studies from BJU. I am trying to see how I can go through those two programs and eventually adding heritage studies, so that will be the third program. That does not mean that I am going to use the three of them at the same time, it just means that I am going to finish with one and then try to incorporate at least the next one that we're going to be doing for history. What I am trying to say is that since we start with learning American history through literature, we don't have that much left. So the remaining of learning American history through literature is what we're going to be using more as a supplement. We are doing already a story of the world. We are just starting with that one, and then we're going to be adding heritage studies from BJU. I am getting confused because I am talking about the three of them at the same time, but eventually I will make a very detailed video, a separate video, just showing you guys how I am going to be doing this. I am just starting with a story of the world, and I have other materials for a story of the world that you can see up here that we have used before, and I have shown you guys in previous videos. I am going to try to see if I remember just to leave that link for you guys in the description box if you want to see what books we used at that time for story of the world. And some of those books are going to be used in here, like the encyclopedia for history of the world and other encyclopedias that I have in here that I am going to be using with a story of the world, the story of the world program. And I am trying to just see how we can just still keep moving on when it comes to history, because I am trying to have something separate for high school. I have something else in mind for when he reached high school, and I have as well other programs in here that I would like to use with that program that I am planning for high school. Let's see how everything is going to be going, but hopefully we are going to be able to finish the story of the world, at least if it's not this year, the next year, and see how is that going to be working for us, because I have the next level of a story of the world in here, which is the last level of a story of the world, and being able to just add the next program that I want for our high school level for history. So hopefully you guys, this video is helpful. I know I just talk a little bit like here and there, a little bit of everything when it comes to the history, but it's just because that's how I am just brainstorming what I am going to be doing for history this year as well, because I am thinking about the high school years that are just right there around the corner, and I am just starting to get a little bit nervous, but at the same time just getting myself ready and prepared for that. I am going to share with you guys eventually something in regards to that, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for what is coming next. That update is just right around the corner for you guys as well, so stay tuned, because I am going to start explaining to you guys how we've been working in here in our homeschool, how we've been doing, and as well how we are going to be continuing to work in here because of all the changes that are happening. I will see you then. Bye bye.